What is going on, my people? We are finally back again, bro. Hope everyone's doing absolutely fantastic. You've done already, family. Gas Favorite is back again, bro. Here to review everything that went down during match day 36 in the Premier League. Some of the topics that we'll cover in this video include Manchester City's emphatic win against Everton, an Ilkay Gundogan masterclass, Brighton, who absolutely dominated Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium and destroying their title hopes. If any of that stuff does interest you, fam, please stick around. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend, and let's get it cracking, bro. So match day 36 did of course start on Saturday when Leeds United took on Newcastle. Leeds United were definitely the worst enemy in this game. To get the red card and to get those 2 penalties was really, absolute shot to the foot, bro. Really poor on their behalf. Newcastle, they weren't playing amazing, but they were alive for those instances, fam. They made the most out of the chances they got with the penalties, and that's where they got the draw, fam. Again, Leeds United, their worst enemy, fam. They should have and they could have gotten the 3 points out of this game, but they didn't, fam. They fell short, and now this just puts pressure on their last 2 games if they want to try and stay in the Prem. We then head over to St. Mary's Stadium where Southampton took on Fulham. Southampton have been officially relegated from the Premier League, 11 years in the top flight. And yeah, fam, it has come to an end. Fulham, they made the most of the chances, fam. Southampton were another one of those teams that they were their worst enemy in this game. The defense was absolutely awful. But Fulham, yeah, they were alive for the instances, for the situations. Mitrovic and Vinicius both getting themselves some decent goals. Yeah, so long Southampton, I guess. They really have nothing else to play for. After that, we head over to Stamford Bridge where Chelsea took on Nottingham Forest. A very good game, fam. A very back and forth game. Chelsea, they done pretty well. That Sterling specifically had a good game. Scored 2 great goals. That one goal when he put my man on the floor, and a brilliant finish. Some really good stuff from Raheem, fam. Nottingham Forest, they did kind of kill it, fam. I think they at one point it didn't seem like they could get a win. It really did seem that way, but they did fall short. That one striker, number 9, I can't remember his name, and I do apologize for that, but he had a great game, fam. He's been bagging goals, fam, since the last game we saw him. He has been, racking up some goals. And yeah, Chelsea at this moment in time, they're looking pretty decent, fam. They have picked up a little bit of form since that game against Arsenal when they scored 1 goal. And yeah, maybe, just maybe, they can give Manchester City a tough time next weekend, fam. A solid 3 points for Chelsea. Not that it means anything significant, because for me at least, they just need to start preparing for next season. I think their season in the Prem is done and dusted. And as for Nottingham Forest, they need to be extremely careful, fam. The next 2 games are pretty crucial, fam. I don't think they'll get relegated, but they need to stay on their toes, fam, if they want to stay in the Prem. We then, of course, head over to Villa Park where Aston Villa took on Tottenham. Aston Villa, fam, I went for a 3-2 win in this game, and it was a 2-1 win for Aston Villa. Aston Villa were all over Tottenham. They did very well. Douglas Luiz scored a fantastic free kick. Jacob Ramsey as well, getting himself a decent goal. Tottenham did absolutely nothing in this game. Very flat. I did go for goals galore. I thought it was going to be a pretty back and forth game, but I think I had my hopes too high for Tottenham because they've just been awful, and this was an awful, display from them. Just a pen, really clumsy from Aston Villa, or more specifically Emiliano Martinez. Really bad mistake. They should have walked away with the clean sheet, Aston Villa, but it be what it be, fam. Tottenham not going to get top 4 as it stands, but Aston Villa, fam, they still have a lot to play for. And I say that because I really do feel that Aston Villa is pushing to try and get into one of those spots to potentially play in Europe next season. After that, we do of course head over to Old Trafford where Man United took on Wolves. A pretty level game, fam, at least in terms of possession. It was pretty leveled. I don't think Wolves was making it easy for Man United and vice versa. Man United, they were taking significantly more shots compared to Wolves. They had very few shots, but United did come out on top at the end. I went for a 3-1 win in this game, and it was a 2-0. The first goal was pretty good. I thought the build-up was really good, and Martial finished that off. But the Garnacho goal, really good, very clinical on his behalf. Not the easiest of goals for him, on a very tight angle as well. Yeah, a brilliant goal from Garnacho. It's very easy to understand why he's a fan favorite, fam. A great win for Man United, a much needed 3 points since Liverpool. I believe it's only 1 point behind them, fam. So this was an essential win, fam. I think maximum points in the next 3 games. I believe they have a game in hand. So maximum points in the next 3 games is a must, fam, because it really is between Man United and Liverpool for that top 4. We then head over to Selhurst Park where Crystal Palace took on Bournemouth. I really believe that Bournemouth would have given Crystal Palace a much tougher time, but great display from Crystal Palace, fam. I can't lie. I went for a 2-1 win for Crystal Palace. I knew they would come out on top. It was a 2-0 win for Crystal Palace, a clean sheet as well. Brilliant performance from Eze, who's without a doubt the man of the match, fam. Eze has managed to get himself into double digits this season in goals. I think he now has 10 goals in the Prem this season. 2 brilliant goals. The first one, I thought the build-up was absolutely sick. Zaha with the turn, and then Ayew with a little back heel, and then Eze finishing it off. But the second goal for me was top class. I thought the vision from Elise was brilliant, and Eze just took it down, just rifled it into the top of the net. Absolute belter for my man. Yeah, Crystal Palace, they were brilliant in this fixture. Yeah, if they continue playing like this, I think they'll have a lot to look back on and look forward to for the next season. We then head over to Goodison Park where Everton took on league leaders Manchester City. Everton weren't even a reflection of the team that they were when they took on Brighton. I thought they really would have challenged Manchester City coming off of that emphatic win against Brighton, but they never had a clue, bro. They were non-existent. Manchester City were all over these men. They dominated the game. They were brilliant, fam. They played like champions, bro. İlkay Gündoğan, brilliant free kick, bro. Oh my days, bro. Like, he made it look easy. But the second goal was just a touch of a maestro. The control and just to kick it back, bro. That was very instinctive. İlkay Gündoğan masterclass, bro. Absolutely brilliant. And Haaland, I guess the cherry on top, bro, because he got himself another goal. It was a dominant display for Manchester City. Yeah, with only 3 more games left. I'm pretty sure many of you are aware, but their next game is against Chelsea at the Etihad Stadium. And yeah, if they win that game, they are champions of the Premier League. At this moment in time, they have one hand on the Premier League trophy. We then head over to the G-Tech Community Stadium where Brentford did, of course, take on West Ham. A very leveled game in terms of possession, which is something that I expected to come out of this fixture. But honestly, West Ham, in terms of shots at least, were really, really poor, fam. The attack was absolutely dreadful, and as was the defense. The defense was probably the worst part of West Ham's game. It was wide open. Brentford, they made the most of the opportunities, and Buemo got himself a decent goal. The build-up to the goal was also pretty decent. On the second goal, poor defending. Wisa, I believe, scored the goal from a header, but it was really poor defending on West Ham's behalf. I really thought West Ham, would have put in a little bit more of a shift, especially coming off of their Europa League victory when they won 2-1 against, I forgot who it was, or not Europa Conference. Forgive me for that. But yeah, really poor from West Ham. Brentford, yeah, good win for them. After that, we did of course head over to the Emirates Stadium where Arsenal took on Brighton. I went for Arsenal 3, Brighton 1, and it was Brighton 3, Arsenal 0. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it. Arsenal's title hopes are officially in the mud. Manchester City will win the Premier League this season, fam. It's pretty much it. I mean, there's nothing else that Arsenal can do. There's nothing that City can do to mess things up. I'm more than sure that they're not going to slow down. Yeah, Arsenal really poor. They did have a lot of pressure on them, but it was just really poor. The way they crashed out was absolutely dreadful. This game was an absolute snooze fest, bro. If you missed this game, you were lucky, bro, because this was an absolute snooze fest. Very one-sided game. I think Brighton, the whole time, dominated Arsenal. They were playing like the home side. It was bad mistakes on Arsenal's behalf. I think Brighton were really playing on the counter, just waiting for Arsenal to make mistakes. They were, you know, they were really pressuring them, and that caused Arsenal to make those mistakes that they made. It was really poor from Arsenal, fam. I really expected them to do a lot more. I thought they would have dominated this game and won the game. I really did, because I thought they were going to continue challenging, but they put their hands up. They really did put their hands up in this game, and they were dreadful, fam. I was just shocked at how many fans left the ground before the final whistle blew, fam. For me, I thought that was just shameful, bro. That was just, oh my, I was very surprised. I really was. And maybe most of you have seen it already, but Brighton's manager, I can't remember his name, but the theatrics from my man, fam, he slid on the pitch, bro, as if he was one of the players. Yeah, that was one of the funniest things I saw this weekend. This was a massive win for Brighton, an essential 3 points, very deserving of the victory. They still do have plenty to play for within the next couple of games, and that's only because they are still trying to solidify a spot in Europe for next season. So yeah, 3 points here was a massive plus. The last and final fixture to wrap up matchday 36 in the Premier League was, of course, at the King Power Stadium, where Leicester City took on Liverpool. Liverpool, brilliant stuff, fam. They really looked the part on the day, fam. I mean, people are going to argue that, you know, look at the competition that they're coming up against, but you can only play what's in front of you, fam. And going away is never the easiest of tasks. These teams just make it look easy, and the players do as well. So it was a brilliant performance from Liverpool. Curtis Jones scoring himself a brace within the first half. Brilliant goals as well. For me, that volley from Curtis Jones, you know, setting himself up, that was brilliant, bro. That was very like Van Persie-esque. I'm not comparing him to Van Persie. I'm not saying he plays like him, but it did kind of like, you know, give me like a glimpse of that, because I know Van Persie, like his trademark thing was volleys. So that was brilliant from Curtis Jones. Trent Alexander-Arnold also had a great game, fam. Scored a brilliant free kick. That just sums up what he's been like, I would say, since, I don't know, fam, I would say like the last month or so. He's been playing well. He's taken on a little bit of a new role. I'm pretty sure most of you have paid attention to that, and he's been thriving. Mo Salah as well, getting himself a hat trick of assists. Also had a good game, was very involved. Yeah, again, brilliant performance from Liverpool. Leicester City, fam, I don't know where they're gonna pick up points within the next few games. I think after this they have Newcastle, and then their last game is Chelsea. I have no clue where they're gonna pick up at least a point from their next couple of games. So I said this in my last video, Leicester City, for me, reek relegation. And a big part of me does feel that Leicester City will be relegated at the end of the season. But yeah, an emphatic win for Liverpool. They are really pushing for that top 4. Again, like I mentioned earlier, it is between them and Man United. They are only 1 point behind Man United. I guess they are just waiting for a Man United to slip up, and then they'll take advantage of that. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you think Liverpool will make top 4. I don't know. I do kind of favor United. Just, you know, I think they'll be able to push through it. But Liverpool at the moment, they're showing serious fight. Aside from that, we have one midweek fixture in the Premier League this week, which will take place on Thursday when Newcastle take on Brighton at St. James Park. Should be a very level game. I think it's going to be a good one as well. I think both teams are going to give each other a hard time. Newcastle, as mentioned already, drew their last game 2-2, and Brighton won their last game 3-0 when they took on Arsenal. So yeah, I do favor Newcastle heavily, fam. They are a difficult side to face at home. And then Brighton, I don't know, they've been very, how do you say it, very bipolar within their last few games. So I do have my doubts of them getting anything out of this game. So I'm going to go for a 3-1 win for Newcastle. But anyways, fam, hope you lot did enjoy. If you did, like always, please make sure to like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. But anyways, fam, hope you lot did enjoy. If you did, like always, please make sure to like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Let me know in the comments down below what match you enjoyed the most from matchday 36, what player played the best, what team played the best, what goal was your favorite. If you're asking me personally, it was the Eze goal without a doubt. And yeah, fam, that pretty much does wrap up the Premier League. We only have 2 more match days left, and the only thing that will be decided between those match days is pretty much who gets top 4 and who else besides Southampton will get relegated. Premier League winners, that's done and dusted, bro. It is going to be Manchester City. And yeah, besides that, we also have Champions League this week, fam. Second leg. Let me know in the comments down below who you think will qualify for the final, fam. Should be very exciting. And yeah, fam, with that being said, like always, hope everyone's doing absolutely fantastic. And I will see you guys soon.